Hello everyone, Mr. No Guts No Glory, and I've had a few requests. I've got some coin videos in the past. If you go back you can watch some of them, and I've explained a lot on those, but we're going to go through again. We're going to call this Silver 101. How's that? So I want to give you some basics on silver, sterling silver, 90% silver coins, 1 ounce pure silver coins, American Eagle coins. We're going to talk about several different types of silver coins, and I'm briefly going to talk a little bit about copper pennies, alright, which are from 1982, only half of the 82s. So I would say if you're going to sort them from 81 and older, okay? They are 95% copper from 1982 or 1981, and older are 95% copper. So let's talk copper pennies right now, and let's get that out of the way, okay? And here's a good example. Cent composition changes from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc, okay? Don't know if you can see that. Now, basically what that means is the new pennies, all the pennies, they might look copper, but they're not, okay? They have a very super thin electroplated layer of copper on the outside, but they are 97.5% zinc, which is not worth much at all. That's why they get really nasty looking, they deteriorate, they get pretty bad sometimes, and they really start corroding fast. Now, Canada did away with their copper penny years ago. I don't know, 2010 or somewhere in there. I don't know exact date. I could research that and find it out, or you could too. But they did away with their penny a long time ago. We are probably going to do the same thing, okay? I don't know why it hasn't happened already. Because it costs, even for a zinc penny, it costs almost 2 cents to make one. And a nickel, for example, costs 7 or 8 cents to make a nickel. So they're having a problem. They've thought about trying to change the composition again, but until then, that's what we have to deal with right now. Now I am going to talk to you about the copper pennies again. I have sorted pennies for years and years. All right, I'm going to show you. We all know what these look like, okay? This is an Arizona tea. Sorry, but it's quite heavy. That is the 128 fluid ounce, which is 1 gallon. Some of you might drink some of this kind of tea or whatever, but these are what I get, and this is what I use for my copper pennies when I sort them. I buy $25 boxes of copper pennies. I sit under a light and I sort out all of the 1981 and older pennies, and all of the 1958 and older are wheat pennies. So you can separate them again, okay? So you want the 1981 to 1959, those are all copper. You want to take those out and you want to save those and keep them, because they are 95% copper, and it takes, I believe, 152 of those, 152, 154, right in that area, to make a pound. And right now, copper is like $2.70 a pound. So you can see, now there is a ban on melting copper pennies right now. There has been for years. They did the same thing in the 60s and 70s with silver coins, but then they lifted the ban eventually. They will lift the ban on melting copper pennies eventually. Until then, sort them, stack them, save them, whatever. That's what I do. I save them in these jugs, and then when it comes time, you can cash those in, and you will double and possibly triple your money in the long run. Where can you do that? And it's a penny. So right now they're probably worth about 2 cents a piece, so you can almost double your money on those. Now, there's also, okay, like I told you, from the 1958 to 1909, there are wheat pennies. And if you look on the back, don't know how well you can see it, but there's wheat stalks on the back. Now those, a minimum, are worth 3 cents right now, and you can sell those. That's a minimum. Depending on their condition and their age, you can collect those, save them, or cash them in. But I would recommend you save them, because when they do ban the penny, or not ban it, but do away with the penny, even all the copper ones, all the wheat ones, are all going to skyrocket eventually. There's one year that they made, 1943, they made a steel penny, okay? And it's got the wheat stalks on the back also, but it's called a steel penny. They only made them for the 1 year. That was during the war. They needed the copper for ammunition, so they made the steel penny. That's the story about those. Okay, so make sure you go back, look at my other videos, and I'm going to try and cover as much as possible with this one. But I save the copper, I sort the copper. I think I've got some videos where I was setting out and I was actually sorting them. So that's a good idea. That's one way, and it doesn't cost you that much. You can get a $25 box of pennies. You'll get about $4 or $5 in copper out of them, face value, and then you just cash those in, and if you want to buy more, you just keep doing that, and eventually you'll fill one of these jugs, and then you can start on another one. And one of those jugs holds about $50 face value. Okay, $50 face value, which that's what, 5,000 pennies. So that's what that holds. All right, and copper wise, that's probably close to 40 pounds. So you can times that by, you know, so you're looking at $70, $80 in copper for $50 worth of pennies there. And if the copper price goes up, that goes up. I'm looking to probably double my money at least. So that's the deal on that. Now let's move on to silver. Okay, silver comes in many forms, and also you have silver jewelry. Now that's sterling silver. Sterling silver is usually about 92% silver, right in that area. Okay. Oh, I don't have any jewelry right here, but I am going to show you 90% silver coins, and I'm going to show you silver bullion and some American Eagles, which are 999 silver. Let's start with, okay, they also made, during the war, they made war nickels, 43, 44, 45. They look a little different. One of the big differences you will see on these is on the back. I don't know if you can see it. Above the dome on the back is a letter that will either be a P, a D, or an S. Those are 35% silver, okay? So you save those, set them aside. Now they also made, everybody knows or should know what a Lincoln $50 looks like. Okay, that is the Lincoln $50. On the back it's upside down there. That's the Lincoln $50. Now, they made these from 1964 up until current. They're still making them. You can get these. The trick with these is 1964 is the only year that they're 90% silver. You definitely want 90% silver coins. Keep them, set them aside. That's 90% pure. Okay? Now, from 1965 through 1969, they are 40% silver. They're the only silver coins that have other than the war nickel, that are a lower percentage of silver from 1965 on. They're the only ones. 65 quarters are, they're called clad now. All of our new money is called clad. The dimes 65 on are clad. Quarters, dimes, all of them. So that's the deal on those. Now the Jefferson nickels, okay, they are up until, from the time they made them up until 1964, are 90% silver. Now, before those, there was the mercury dime. Don't know if you can see this. That's the mercury dime. And on the back of it, it's got this. Very pretty coin. It's a collector's coin, but it's also, you can get those in 90% silver. And Washington quarters up until 64 were silver also. Before those was the standing Liberty quarter, and to me it's one of the prettiest coins other than this, the walking Liberty half. This is the standing Liberty, okay? They are also 90% silver. Very pretty coin, especially if they're in really good shape. This one's just in fair shape. It's a beautiful coin. You can, they're at a little more of a premium. They didn't make them as many years as they did the Washington, so they're at a little more of a premium, but they're a beautiful coin and they're worth just a little more. So that's the deal with those, okay? Now let's move into 90% also. Half dollars. We talked about the 64 half dollar. That's the 64 half dollar. You saw the back of them. That's the only year that they made in the Kennedy half. 90% silver. It's 1964 is the only year. Now, the one before it was the Franklin half dollar. It's a pretty coin also, and it is also 90%. It's got the Liberty Bell on it. Those are 90%, okay? And the one before that, this is the other very pretty coin that was made. This is called a Walking Liberty half dollar. Very pretty coin. And on the back it's got a beautiful eagle on it. You can get those as 90%. And the one you can even once in a while get lucky and find, this is called a barber half. They are also 90%. You won't find them in very good shape for 90% coin. And it's also called, those are also called scrap silver. When you go to ask at a coin dealer or a pawn shop, do you have any 90% silver or do you have any scrap silver? Sometimes scrap to them means sterling, jewelry, whatever. But a lot of times it could also mean the 90%. And on the back of the barber quarter is another very pretty eagle. Okay, those are the 90%. All right, there's one other coin I'm just showing you. You can't get them anymore in circulation. They're pretty unique. This is the Eisenhower dollar. They aren't worth much at all. They aren't silver or anything. They made a few rare ones in silver, but just for collectors. And they made different backs on them. This particular one has this back. They're only worth about $1.25. You can't even get them at the banks or anything. You know, if you're lucky just to stumble on one. Just set it aside just for the kids, whatever. Okay, now let's continue on to silver bullion. Silver bullion comes in many different forms, okay? Silver bullion can come in 1 ounce bars, there's the back of it, They can also come in 1 ounce rounds and many different forms. Some of them have, there's buffalo ones, there's Indian ones, oh my God, there's just hundreds and hundreds of different. And these are all $9.99 pure silver, okay? Here's the back of it. They're beautiful, shiny. I mean, they're awesome. Now these are pure that I'm showing you, okay? They also come in 5, 10, and 100 ounce bars. This is a 5 ounce bar. This is from Silvertown. Okay, they're serialized. Now those are $9.99. This is 5 ounces of $9.99 silver. And there's another form that comes, and these are a premium coin. This is called the American Eagle. All right, beautiful coin. It's a spur off of the Walking Liberty half dollar, but this is 0.999 silver. It's 1 ounce. All of these are 1 ounce I showed you, except for the 5 ounce. Those are 1 ounce, and you will pay about a $2 or $3 over spot price. Over spot price for that coin, because it's they considered a premium coin. These you'll pay $1 to $2 over spot, depending on who you buy it from, where you get them from. Okay. Now, the thing with 90% silver, I have a chart that breaks it down. Up at the top, if silver is this price, you can go down the side and see what that, and follow it over, and it'll tell you what a silver dime is worth, what a silver quarter's worth, what a silver half is worth. And I have, it continues on to another chart. So, I pretty much know off the top of my head kind of what they're worth. And when you buy them, you will also pay a little bit of a premium for 90% silver. You can get them either 1 coin at a time, or $1 face value. It's all bought in face value. Or you can get a $100 bag. $100 face value. You can buy $5 or $10 face value. Now, and then just hang on to those, and they're 90% silver, and you can see what they're worth by a chart like that. Now, I also get a book called Coin World. This particular one has one of my favorite coins on it, the Standing Liberty Quarter. And in the back of each of these, you have you have coin charts. And it will tell you the value of coins, silver coins, nickels, starts all the way up front with coronet, the really old pennies, and half pennies, then it goes into nickels and 3-cent pieces and half dimes, and so it's a very good book, and it gives you pretty much what the value of those are. The values in this book are a little high than what you can get for them, but it gives you a good baseline for collecting coins. All right. Now, there's also ways. Now, I've also got a scale. All right. And this is for weighing jewelry like gold rings, okay, sterling silver jewelry, things like that, so I know a value on it. And it will break it down either ounces, penny weights. There's a lot of different scales for that. That gets pretty in depth, so I don't want to get too much into that. So that's pretty much a good overview. Another coin video. So here you go. There's your coin video. I hope I helped you a little bit and gave you some heads up, things to look for, things to do. And it's not real costly to collect coins over the long run. Like I said, you can start with a box of pennies and do it that way. You can buy boxes of nickels, you can buy boxes of dimes, quarters, halves, and sort those. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there on just sorting coins and collecting coins. So I hope I helped everyone. Anybody that's interested in things like that, make sure you like and share. And this is No Guts, No Glory, Mr. That Is. Remember, let go, let God. And I hope I see you soon. We'll see you later. Bye.